Hello, everybody. Welcome back to After Five Radio. It's your girl, JaniceDiaries. And today we are starting a brand new series called After Five Radio Business Talk, where we talk to different entrepreneurs or business people all around in the diaspora doing business that will elevate us as Zimbabweans. As you know, on After Five Radio, we really love to promote those who are in the diaspora, whether it be music, business, or whatever it is, whatever your hustle is that you're doing in the diaspora. And today we have a special guest, Amaziah Chiwewete, all the way from China. So you all know, you guys, we are spread out nowadays. And I'm just so excited because I don't think we have spoken to someone in China. We know we've got a new DJ over there, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Amaziah is doing. Amaziah has an amazing organization, Jerubaal Logistics, which is a global freight and logistic company established to provide world-class delivery services to sub-Saharan Africa. They offer shipping and freight services, air and sea cargo, as well as road deliveries. Welcome, Amaziah. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, and you? I'm good, and you, Jay?
How is it in China? I know it's in the afternoon there. Is the weather nice?
China is good, but it's a bit hot, you know. Uh, it becomes hotter and hotter and hotter. So it's
I see. How
something
many
else.
degrees?
Sometimes it goes up to maybe 40. It's very hot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's there is a like a heat wave. Sometimes it's not cloudy. It's cloudy. Sometimes not cloudy, but it's so hot.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
please give us some good weather right now in the UK. We just have rain and and wind. It's not summer. It's supposed to be a bit better now, but it's not summer at all.
And
So
that's great.
tell us about what you're doing in China with Jeroboam Cargo.
Okay, so to start is it's like what we do is we 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 source. First of all, we source for you, meaning to say that when you want something from China, let's say it might be building material, it might be
Mhm.
maybe sometimes you'd want to buy clothes, maybe you want to buy machinery for your business or for your company, or any other small thing, or let's say maybe gadgets, because as you know that China is uh, a place whereby most of the things they are very cheap. Now, all of the things we talk of, even car parts, we talk of parts for machineries like those excavators and everything.
Yeah.
So you find out that whatever that you want to get, you get it cheaper here.
Mm, mm,
Even
mm.
if you're comparing to SA and other places, here the things they are cheaper. And also we also make sure that we get you the quality that you want. Let's say you want something, because I can talk to the suppliers directly. They can
Yeah.
tell us we have this grade or that grade. You understand? So we give you what you want, and according to the price range that you want.
Mm,
You understand?
yeah.
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 So let's say for instance, let's say you want to buy an excavator, right? And let's say there's Cummins engine, which is
Mhm.
an American engine, and there is Wei Chai engine, or maybe any other Chinese engine. So you choose the engine that you want, depending with the price, with the money that you have,
Yeah.
the money that you have for buying the goods. So we could choose the Chinese engine or the American engine, depending on your budget. And
Yeah.
we would advise you that this is stronger than this one, or maybe you just want to use it for a shorter time, and we do what you want. Well, also after that, after purchasing, we can also make payments for you,
Mhm.
for the customers, and to the suppliers. It's like we will be talking to the suppliers on behalf of you. After that, we are the one who arrange the shipment to Zimbabwe. We arrange the shipment, um, and we clear also for you. We clear your goods. But
Yeah.
there are those people that would want to buy alone, you can also buy alone your things. When you buy alone, we also provide shipping for you. You
Wow.
understand?
Okay.
So basically, we have two types of shipments. We have sea cargo and air cargo.
Mm-hmm.
So air cargo is for smaller things, right? Maybe phones, clothes, and those smaller gadgets. You understand that are not very heavy. We ship them, and
Mm-hmm.
also we have separate. There is cargo we have cargo with batteries and cargo without batteries. It's a separate cargo. We separate them because this they have to go another way and that they have to go another way. So it depends with the kind of cargo that you have. So also it depends with some of the people they would it would be too late for them. So some of the people they would say, okay, I have these things that I'm buying,
Mm-hmm.
but I want them to go by sea cargo because it's almost like 2 months. You understand, 45 to 50 days or more. Sometimes it delays or would say, okay, my budget allows me to take my goods with air cargo. So I'll choose air cargo, which is maybe 2 weeks or so. So a
Yeah.
person will choose air cargo. But on bigger things, it's automatically sea cargo.
Chicago. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a range of services that you offer there. And I like the fact that you said about you having to work with your customers to see what they can afford. It sounds a lot like it could be like a real partnership where you work with um essentially your clients to see what works for them, and you can
Mm-hmm.
either do more or less depending on their requirements. Tell me about how you engage and really have those conversations when people say, hey, I want to send X amount of phones, or I want to do this big delivery. Do you have like a consultation phase where you figure out what's best for them?
Yes, we also do consultation. We talk to you and we understand what you want and how you want it.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, other people they might say, like some remember this cargo, some they take them for projects. They have bigger projects in Zimbabwe, and
Mm-hmm.
some they take them for like their businesses. It depends. It depends. So would give you what you want depending on the time that you want, on the time frame that you have, and others they would say no. Hey, Amaziah, I'm okay.
Mm.
I prefer Chicago. I don't care with waiting 2 months. It's okay for me because I'm carrying these things that I'm buying. They are too big. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So I need to wait like and see. Some would say, okay, I want to purchase these things monthly. You understand?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we have other clients that say, okay, I want these things, or maybe every 2 weeks.
Mm.
Some
Mm.
some also they could arrange like let's say they are bigger cargos, but they would say every monthly or every what they when we have another container, they would put their things in there, especially for those who have car parts and furniture. Some because people they take a lot of things here.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, so we can actually speak with you. We can arrange and see what you want and how you want it to be done
Yeah. No, that sounds
and
great.
wherever you are, we can just chat, we can just communicate, and we do your things while at least you are there.
Mm. Mm. I
Yeah.
mean, guys, you're hearing it here. So much available, so much that's available for people, and you can chat to the Jerubaal cargo team depending on the cost and the time for whatever you want shipped. I just want to take a step back and hear about how you even got into this space, how you even got to this business, how you even got to China. I mean, it's I don't think we hear a lot about people who are doing business outside of Zimbabwe unless you're connected to somebody or there is a business that you engage in regularly. So I just want, for the people who just are interested in just seeing what the story is behind you getting into business.
Okay, yo. So what happened is at first I wasn't even planning of coming here, but
Mm,
then there was just this opportunity when I was back at home, whereby I just had you can there were some options because I wanted to study maybe IT. So there was another option because my mom used to talk to my granny in UK, and she could say, no, IT has a lot of people. So can you just look for something which is better, you know? So they were like, okay, you can take computer science. But I had this back then. I had this passion like for business because I was actually those days I was buying some things in SA. I could sell them like gadgets. I was a gadget person,
Yeah.
cameras, computers, phones, blah blah, all those, etc. etc. So it's more like what I would enter a shop and I would say, how do these people get all these things? Where are they getting these things? Can I also get a link of getting, because you would see that there's more things when you go in a shop, but I would like to even speak with the boss, but in Zimbabwe you can't, it's different from here. You cannot talk to the owner of the business. It will take you a long time. Maybe it will take you to have something to talk to the owner of the business. It's different from other countries like China. You understand? Whereby you can meet a boss even when you don't have anything, discussing business. You understand? So when I came from the decision was like you can go and study in China. So I came to China. When I came to China, I wanted to establish something like a business, but I didn't know how, because sometimes Africans, we don't share things. We don't. We tend to block. We tend to that if you have a business that you have, sometimes you don't share with others, and you don't tell other people how they can move their things to Zimbabwe. You understand?
Yeah.
So it was. I went back home 2 times. Carrying my things. I would say if I'm going back home on holiday, I would buy maybe 25 or 30 phones. I go with them. I sell them. When I sell them, I wait for another person who's coming, who could have, look, like we had arranged as friends, that if I go, after I'll carry your things and you carry my things. Then after 2 weeks, I know my things will be done, and also your things will be done.
Yeah.
You come with other things. I'll send you money. You come with other things, and maybe we could have 3. They come also before the holiday is over, and after that we would go back together. We would go back together. So one time I managed to speak with this other girl who was in South Africa. So this other girl said, I'm going to give you a contact of a Chinese person. This Chinese person is in Guangzhou. So I want him to ship your goods. I want my goods to be shipped by that person. So I talked to that guy. So when I talked to that guy, after that I realized something. I realized that his rates were very low. So I thought, what if I use this person to just put a little markup and I advertise and I get something. That's how I started. So
Wow.
in doing so, I started to learn how, because it was hard for me even when I was here to know how I can get even clearing agents in Zimbabwe. It was so hard, I was working with them. I worked with that Chinese guy. I worked with that Chinese guy until I got to the agents that he was using. But still, it was very tough, because I was afraid, because when I started, I had some issues with other shipping companies that were there, because my prices were lower. You understand? So they wanted to sabotage me in Zimbabwe. They did that. They took my goods, and because they wanted me to have like a bad name here. You understand? So after that,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I realized it, but I didn't confront anyone. But we just fixed it through the laws and everything was okay. So then it was time for me to part from that person, because they're working also with that Chinese guy. So I had to look for someone whom I can work with. I can have. I need to expand. I don't have to actually depend on someone.
Yeah.
So from then,
let me pause you right there, because you've mentioned some really 2 big things that happens when people even think about doing business at home. And a lot of people in the diaspora have sort of the same hesitations when it comes to starting a business, and that is people sharing best practices for people sharing how they got to people who are already up there, sharing information to people who want to start businesses, and also dealing with when somebody exploits you, when somebody who is meant to be your business partner, or who is meant to be somebody who you're doing business with, sabotages you, or or does something, or steals your money. And even for me personally, that is always the biggest red flag, is, oh my goodness, if I do business with somebody and they do this to me, then that's it. So people shy away from starting anything because first they don't get the information, and then second they're scared about who they're going to work with. So how did you cross those bridges? I know you said with that person who sabotaged you, you kind of took it back to the law to kind of solve that situation, but how did that affect you? How long did you pick yourself up? Because that couldn't have been easy when you're trying to do something better for yourself.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because first of all, I had to check where the problems were, because it's like when you're dealing with cargo, the things they arrive in Zimbabwe, and then you hear that uh, there are things that are missing, like maybe gadgets, and you don't
Mm,
know what's going on. You understand?
yeah.
You tend to understand where, and you ask to the warehouse here in China, what happened? Did you pack your things well? Because the Chinese guy was very worried, because by then he was a person who was like he put me first amongst all other people, because
Yeah.
I had a good communication with him. You
Mm,
understand? So uh, I had my mom little sister was in Zimbabwe, so she was like, because she was the one who, for by then I didn't have an office, I was receiving the goods.
mm,
So she then said, okay, we want to trace, we want to take these people and trace and see what's going on, and whatever that we see, we're gonna make them pay. You understand?
yeah.
So she started to do her things quietly, seeing that. That's when I saw that the people that were fighting me, they were not even they were others, they were in Zimbabwe, and others they were here in China, other colleagues here in China. But I didn't know these people. They were in business,
Mm,
but I didn't know that we're in the same business. You understand?
yeah.
So they
Yeah.
wanted to actually mark their ground so that they can always do the business alone. You understand? Because it's more like
Yeah.
I was scratching their back, and I was pushing them, and most of the things they were now coming to me, and they didn't like it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a long time until I went back home. I waited, and I went back home, and I fixed the issue, and they paid. When they paid, they agreed to pay, and they said, the ones that are in Zimbabwe, they said, you're not gonna say anything to the Chinese guy, because if you say anything to the Chinese guy, we're gonna lose. We can also lose business from him, because him, he was asking what happened. You understand? So I
Mm,
didn't want to explain anything to him. I just told him that I fixed it, because for him, he also wanted to refund. Like anything that happens, Amaziah, I'll refund anything also. You understand? So
mm,
when we got what was happening, I managed to fix it, and we moved on. But even in the course of doing that, you find out that you meet other problems that are caused by other African people or other Zimbabweans, but just to make you fall. You understand? You have a quarrel
yeah.
with a person, you have what, and maybe they take it to the social media, and people, the way that they judge it is totally different. Like, they don't know the other side of the story. You understand?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
people, they see this blah blah, they'll just say, oh, these people, they're like this, oh, these people. But I didn't care much. Sometimes I could go down. You understand? Because it's very hard for you, for image to be tarnished. But I would say, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. God will pick me. I'm a Christian, by the way. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I always pray, and I would say God would pick me where I am. I know there is nothing that will happen. I would
Mm,
continue doing what I'm doing until I hear something that I like. I didn't want
mm,
a situation whereby if there's a problem, I'd say I'm backing down. I'm leaving this. I'd say, no, 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 this is mine. I would rather see some solutions. I'd rather seek some solutions elsewhere, either to my parents or to my other colleagues or to my pastor, and see what can I do to to actually maneuver or to move forward instead of going back.
wow. I mean, yeah, it's so interesting what you're talking about because I'm sure your experience is not in, I'm sure your experience is not in isolation because yes, when when you are doing business and then other people feel threatened by what you're doing, because you're in the same space where there is, I guess it's the harsh realities of starting a business in such um a niche market in a sense. Because if there are not so many people and they see a a young brother come up and they're like, no, we need to take, it means that you were, you're oh you, I guess it was a clear indication for you that you were onto something. The fact that there was so many people against, fighting against what you were doing. So tell me, you mentioned that, it's very easy for people to tarnish, social media, and people, once you get to the public court of opinion, people will make up their own mind, and whatever is more entertaining is what they go for. How did you turn that around, and where are you now, within your business, and, with other colleagues who are in the same industry? How do you navigate that?
Well, firstly, what I did is I found out that the people that I'm almost having problems with, there are people in China. You understand? That's where I
Is
diagnosed
it
and
African
I saw that
people, or like,
African people,
Okay.
people that are in Zimbabwe. It's like when you have a quarrel with them, they'll tell you that I want your business to fall. You understand? So the next thing when that person tells you that, is taking all those things to the social media. You understand? So I felt like, okay, what if I change my way of doing business? I leave the people who are in China. You understand?
Yeah.
And then I start to focus with the people that are in Zimbabwe, and the people that are not here, and the people that can actually order bigger things, not smaller things. Because these people that I would have quarrel with, there are things that maybe you would send a 2 kg, or it's send a 1 kg or a 5 kg. So I'll say, what if I look for people, bigger people that have an understanding in business, that are, instead of sending 2 kgs, I'm gonna say, okay, my MOQ is 20 kg. So if you want to send with me, it's 20 kgs and above. I'm not gonna take these little things. Or maybe if you are in Zimbabwe, I know you've been doing business, and I'll deal with those people instead of here, because people who are here, to be true, they feel like they know it all. You understand? And they feel that they can actually do anything, and they can harm you in what way that they feel like they want to do. What they want is they want to feel like they've won. You understand?
Yeah.
This is what I've seen. And they are Zimbabweans. So Zimbabweans, they take other business online. And if you check it, they won't take this Chinese business to online. You understand? Because Chinese business sometimes it's not online. So people now, they tend to select the Chinese business, thinking that the Chinese brothers, they're okay. But to be true, if there is anything that happens with the Chinese brothers, they'll not refund the way that you can do it. But you have this pressure from people, which they will not even give to the Chinese, because the Chinese, they have laws here. If he just tell you that I'm not gonna do anything, then that's it. You will not do anything to him. So what they do, they tend to tarnish your image rather than the Chinese partner. You understand? They don't tarnish that part. They want to destroy the same business, which is other African doing, like the same business that you're doing, or maybe the same person who's from your same country. That's what they feel like they have to do it. You understand? So when they do that now, they're sabotaging you, and they're giving business to the Chinese people. Not because you have done some errors, or maybe it's those errors that have been done, it's your fault. Sometimes it happens. This is business, you understand? So that's what they do. This is why sometimes in Africa we don't actually arise, because it's like we step on each other. When you want to go up, someone will come and step you down. When you want to go up, someone will come and step you down. And if you're not actually strong, you tend to go back. You tend to just be wary, and you say, no, let me just leave this thing. Maybe this thing is not for me, it's for other people. You understand? So when you're doing this kind of business, you need to be very strong, especially dealing with people and communicating with people, because every person has a different character. You understand? So you don't know how people, they come and attack you. When they're talking to a Chinese brother that doesn't understand English much, or a Shona, you understand? So the communication is little. You understand? It's just like your goods will arrive. But when you're talking to a Zimbabwean brother, they can speak in Shona, they can send audios, they can do whatever they can. You understand? Just to make sure that, and what they say is, I'll make sure that I let you fall down. You understand? So I've dealt with a lot of things, even with the people that I was working with in terms of clearing in Zimbabwe. We had some other issues, whereby again we went to the law, and until all things were resolved, and we were able to get back in track.
So how do you cope with that? Because I think, everyone, it's like being a politician. You go into politics because you have really good intentions. I mean, most politicians go in and they have really good intentions and they want to change the world, and they get in, they see all of these they're met with all of these different other politicians. Everyone has different sort of values. Everyone's after each other. Everyone wants to step each other down. And you get to see how they change in order to survive in such environment. So, I mean, you mentioned you're a Christian. How are you surviving in a dog eat dog world, and where, and how do you even trust people that you work with or you partner with?
So basically, to be true, as I told you, I'm a Christian. Most of the things I would just let God be my vindicator. You understand?
Mm,
I don't have that thing of, if you do this to me, I would have to do that to you. You understand? I'll let it flow, and I
mm,
will look for something else that I can do instead of fighting, or trying to fight back. I don't fight back. Sometimes I don't even speak with you. I'll leave you like that. You understand?
mm,
So what I did now, I made a network, whereby, I had, I had problems with, even the people who were receiving goods in my offices, because now I have offices. So I made sure that from that side, I have people that I trust.
mm,
I have put people that I trust, if they have money, because sometimes you have a lot of money, hey, from people, from others. But what if that money goes? You understand? It's a
yeah,
problem. So
exactly.
you have to have people that you trust. So I had maybe workers that I had problems with, and I removed them. But once I had, to be true, once we prayed and we had all that kind of, like, now God has to give us the right people that I have to work with.
Yeah.
From then, I got people that I'm working with right now. I don't have any problem with these people back at home. There's my brother from another mother, and the other guy. They are Christians also.
Mhm.
I don't have. I work with maybe 3 people that I have. I don't have a problem with those people. They receive money. They do all the bookkeeping. They do whatever that they do is just correct. It's on point, and we work together. It's like they also want the company to grow up,
Yeah.
and I also want, like, we are in the same page. It's very hard for you to deal with people that are in a different page, in a different page, whereby they just want to benefit from you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't want you to grow. You understand? But when you meet people, and you have people that say, okay, we want this, brother, we want this business to grow, because for us to have what we have right now, it's because of this business. You understand?
Mm,
So
mm,
if we're gonna, if you want more out of this, we have to make this grow. We have to make this bigger and more beautiful. We have to deal with, because sometimes I would have people that would have quarrel with customers, and people that complain, your person is very, I don't know, you have to change, you have to do that, you have to do that. So, but
yeah.
as time goes, I had people that, or I have people that I would say, I would thank God for those people, and they're so good.
Mm, mm. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good that you've found I think a lot of people call it like finding your tribe, finding people that you can rely on and you can trust, which
Yeah.
is such a expensive thing to find nowadays. And I know that it's really good to get the background story to see how you to got to where you are. What are your aspirations going forward? I know you mentioned growing the business. I mean, where do you see what you're doing right now going in the future?
What I would say is, let me just go back a little bit, then I go forward. When I came here, I started to engage with suppliers. I started to travel to other cities,
Yeah.
in China, seeing things, seeing products that I saw, right. I had this in mind, that I wanted to provide the best, the best services in Africa. But it's hard for people to get trust. But I wanted, because I would check prices in Zimbabwe, and I would see that their price tries, or I don't know, they're very high, these prices.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby a person, if he wants to buy a sofa, if he buys it here, it's cheaper. But there is this issue of trust. You understand? So I
Yeah.
wanted to provide something that or everyone would benefit, from the rich to the poor, from the poor to the rich. You understand? From those one who would want say we want these things, because that's the environment here. When you go online or when you go wherever you go, you get the things from the cheapest to the expensive. You understand?
Yeah.
From something that is very expensive. You understand? So you choose what you want according to what you have in your pocket. You understand? So I thought of it, and I said, if I'm going to, I need to have this, and in the long run, maybe I wanted to have an online platform, which is something that I'm creating right now. But I would want to offer cheaper prices and cheaper things, and so that everyone would benefit, not one person. And I would want to, if it was possible, if we could get a lot of people that would see what's going on here. It's so easy to set up. I don't know what I've been studying, right? But I don't know what happens with us at home or in Zimbabwe or in other countries. Sometimes it's expensive to have those machines for manufacturing, but it will take you to a level which you will not understand. I'm not talking of the politics. If you just check, if you go in a factory, you see these people, they're manufacturing maybe diapers. Diapers they're manufactured here, not in Zimbabwe, and they're sent to Zimbabwe. But what if you have those machines in Zimbabwe? You have your own manufacturing company in Zimbabwe. What would it be? You understand?
Yeah.
Or maybe if there is a problem, you having it in Zimbabwe, you can have it in South Africa. You understand? If maybe there are some rules or regulations, I don't know. You have it, and you try to provide the best cost, whereby people, they will not want to come back here. You understand? They will purchase from your side. You understand? So if you look at a lot, a lot of aspects, or if you look at a lot of things, you start to understand in a business way that you can also do this thing. You understand? So my plan was to start having this the business that I have right now, so I can generate capital to have other things. But the other things that I would have them on the ground in Zimbabwe. Because what I thought is, I have to have a business in Zimbabwe which will benefit people, whereby maybe I employ people or any other thing, but something that will benefit my country. You understand? There is no advantage of having things here than having things back at Africa. But sometimes it's hard. You face a lot of people would say, you can't do anything in Zimbabwe. You can do this. You can't do. There's nothing that will yield in Zimbabwe. You get all those other things that you get from people. So sometimes it's so hard again to get people that you sit down and say, okay, guys, okay, you are getting 2,000 and I'm getting 2,000. Yes, you're getting 2,000. What if you put 500, and we start something? You understand? Or let's put it maybe up to 12,000 or up to 15,000 or up to 20,000. You understand? But as you go, you get to meet again more people that you meet that have the same ambition or that have the same dream with yours, that would say, okay, we are really Amaziah. Whenever you think we should do this, let's just sum up and do what we're supposed to do. So I feel that there is a lot of opportunities for young people. I feel that there is a lot of things that we can do to have a change. You understand? In business, there's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of things that we can explore. There's quite a lot of things. I can mention all of the things, all the things that I've seen here.
I mean, you mentioned, you mentioned quite a lot there, especially in that, us young people, we have such a great opportunity, if we can, to build businesses back home. And I like how you are using your experiences and using that opportunity of being outside of Zimbabwe to then use that as a way you can start businesses within, because the future, we are the future essentially. And I think a lot of us are so scared in the diaspora, not scared, but we're so put off by those barriers that you are facing, by those barriers that you're facing when it comes to dealing with the challenges, the personal challenges, the whether it be the attacks on the business or what have you. And it's not that that is in isolation of it only happens to us. I'm sure it happens in any kind of business because, people want to be on top and they'll do whatever. Some people would do whatever it takes for them to get there. But I just want to know, what are the biggest lessons that you've learned so far? I mean, if you can put it to 4 or 5 that people can kind of take away and sort of learn from, who are listening, what are the biggest things that you've learned in your pursuit of, really having a successful business or businesses?
Okay, basically, I would say, first of all, I've learned that when there is unity, or when you have the right people, uh, your things will go the right way. You understand? The right way.
Mm.
And I've learned that whenever you have a problem, you don't have to panic, because there are those things that when you have problems, you can get into your blankets and you can sleep,
Yeah.
with your shoes. You can sleep with your shoes. You have, especially when you have some delays in cargo. There is a time that we had delays in cargo, due to it was not us, but when there was COVID,
Okay. Yeah.
especially last year. Yeah, so you could see things going for 2 months on the way, or 3 months. They're stuck in Hong Kong there, and it's very hard to explain to customers that your things are stuck, and they would say, oh, but these other things they're coming in, that other things are coming. What's going on to you? What's
Yeah.
happening? You understand? So you'd have to sit down, and you'd have to think. You'd have to see how you can actually speak with them, because mostly they will not be believing what you're saying. They'll
Yeah.
not be believing. Maybe they think maybe you have stolen their things, but when things arrive, they get their things. Of course, you're late. Mm. And I've learned that we need to, as Africans, we need to learn to support each other. We
Yep.
need to learn to not, we don't have to try and suppress other businesses that are owned by other Africans. Let's support each other.
Yeah.
Let's support each other. But anyway, I would take my cargo like what I did last time. I take my cargo. I have some things these are personal things, and I was like, no, I'm not going to send them myself. I'm going to give another friend who's going to send it for me. You understand? I just
Mm.
did it in support. You understand?
Yeah.
Not because I cannot send them alone, but I just said, no,
Yeah.
I have these kgs. I just want you to send this for like, it's just to support that person. You understand? Supporting each
Mm.
other. So it's not like whenever you support, you want to be supported, but it's good that we support each other in businesses, and we understand each other. Supporting, it comes in different ways, not only money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even helping in some issues, maybe just giving a sort of help, just explaining on a person. When a person comes to you, you tend to have that thing of uh, having a conversation to explain and to understand his problems, and to take that person to a place where that you would say, no, I've got help. You understand?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and
So
there's space for everyone. It's not. It's if even if there are 1,000 cargo Zimbabwean cargo businesses, there is always space for someone because customers will choose each one for their unique
yes,
reasons.
there is always. It's not like we have to fight, like, because me, I'm doing that, and I don't. I have to stop this person. No, let him do
Yeah.
his hustle,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we do different hustles. We if you want to get in the space, I'll tell you. Okay, you need to do this and that. I'll help you get in the space and do your own thing. You understand?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I don't I don't want your profits. I don't want anything from you. I'm just helping you here so
Yeah.
that you can start your things. You can have your own things. And the other thing, let's have this mind. This I've learned that Chinese, like what I said, I can actually go to the boss, the owner of a factory. You understand? I
Mm.
can speak with that owner. Maybe if it is possible, they could say they want to establish business in Africa. You understand?
Yeah.
All these things are manufactured here. You understand? But in Africa, it's very hard for me, as what I am, to to go to a person and say I want to see your manager or your boss, to talk to your boss. You understand? They
Mm.
start to respect you when you're outside rather than when you're inside.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
You
you.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I text them with it, I used to do this. I used to do this. I'm sorry. I used to text someone with a Zim number. I have a Zim number. There's no response. Then I text with a Chinese number. There's response.
Yeah.
I was just doing my research just to see how people they react to things. Till now, some of the messages they don't have response. But when I texted with the Chinese number,
they have a response.
They responded me and they spoke with me and they give me the course that I wanted and everything. You understand? So we tend, so it basically means we have an upper hand with those people that are outside. We don't help those people that are inside that wants to have the same help that even the person who's outside. So sometimes when you take, what could I say? When you're outside here, you would see that now it's so easy to register a company in South Africa. By the way, we registered a company in South Africa, and we're also in the progress of registering a company in Botswana, and we're also doing another one here in China, in Hong Kong, right? So you get all those information when you're here, but when you're back at home, it's very hard to get that information. You think that maybe it's for other people, not for me. You get a point?
Yeah.
So it's something that we have to teach and let these people understand, rather than if it is possible, let Zimbabweans use the social media not for those kind of jokes that they do, but for business sake, for advertising their own things, for doing business. I believe that in this era, something that I've learned, it's not an era whereby we tend to, if you are done, like let's say you're in Zimbabwe, you're done, you want to go for work, because seriously, if it's Zimbabwe, there's nothing that you get from it. You understand? But when you think of something that you can do, either very small. Some people, they start very small. They can start with selling just those lingeries or pens or whatever. You understand?
Yeah.
Small things that they buy here, and they are not even heavy. You understand? They start dating and they move on, because what you'll be getting from selling those things, it's much higher than what you get like going to work and so on and so on. So I would believe that if we have that same mindset, we can grow rather than waiting, like we're waiting for jobs, we're waiting for businesses, we're waiting for government to act on, we're waiting for this. Let's just have our own space and let's just do things, just praying and dedicating yourself and to the work that you're doing. I think we'll all be good and great.
Yeah, I love that you said, we need to change our mindset. We need to have our own space, because I definitely think that there is room, as much as we talk about, people do this, people do that, I feel like that can also be changed, or if we understand that this world, this is all ours, we can all create businesses, we can all create jobs for people by creating those businesses, and we're not fighting against something that there's only one space. Like I said earlier, there's room for everybody. I mean, what I captured from what you said in terms of lessons is having unity, having the right people, not panicking, being patient, because sometimes it's not even the business's fault that something is running behind, and also support, which I think is major, and something that at After 5 Radio we're trying to dismantle and change narratives, is that this is our own. Instead of shipping with another country, ship using a Zim business. Instead of buying somewhere, if there's a Zimbabwean, really support that business, because we can only go up there if we support these beginnings that we have for so many people. I mean, in the news here in the UK, we just reported that the first Black British billionaire is Strive Masiyiwa. He's always been a billionaire, but because he's now British, now he's recognized as a billionaire. But that is our own, and it shouldn't stop there. It shouldn't be for the elite people. Anyone can work hard and have a successful business and do really well. But yeah, I really think that point about support and even changing our mindset is so key, because I think we're so used to only trusting in brands that are non-Zimbabwean, in brands that are, because we've maybe had bad experiences, and but we need to change. We need to start somewhere, right? Like, even though you've had bad experience with a Zim business, there are good businesses out there.
Yes, that is very true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. I thought of something. I had another this customer who came to me and said, "Okay, I have my phones. I want them to be shipped from is it Qingdao to Zimbabwe." And I said, "Okay, I can ship these things for you." And
Mhm.
that person, you know what he did? He just went off. I never followed him. So he went to I gave him better rates, cheap rates. You understand? So he goes to a Chinese person, but that Chinese person knows me. So that Chinese person came back to me. Now the Chinese person said, "I have these two phones. I want to ship them to Zimbabwe." Then I gave him a rate which was higher. You understand? And later on, I realized that these things that I'm sending, because it's like, okay, can I have the details of the person so that I can contact him? You
Yeah.
know, I contact this. I see it's the same person who wanted to. So I was like, so why did you
Finish.
why did you go around? Why did you just come back to me? Now it's you're back to me again. He
Yeah.
was like, I didn't have the trust, but now I trust you. Like, so you trust me because I came from a Chinese person. We're supposed to just trust me at first. I have offices in Zimbabwe that you can go to
Mm-hmm.
if you want to leave the money. You have there are people there, whatever that you need. And I've seen something. You can work more nicer with even white people. I'm sorry to say this, with white people, more than people of your own race.
Mm,
You know, they have this understanding when you're working with them. You would say, okay, no, I'm sorry, these things they'll delay like this, and there's no problem, Amaziah. I'm just gonna wait for it. I don't have a problem. I trust you. I know your work is good. You understand? But always when you're taking to one of your own, it's shouting and shouting and shouting. They tend to
yeah.
have no trust.
I
So
think
it's
I
something that we,
know.
we also have to fix it.
Yeah, I mean there's a larger topic to that, and we can save that for another day, but I
Yes.
really do believe that a lot of it is to do with our experiences. And really, I always have this conversation, and it always seems to come up with every interview I have, but um really emancipating mental slavery. It goes back down
Mhm.
to us. you know we were made to believe that something that other people have made, especially Caucasian people or white people, was better. Everything else
Mhm.
was better. Everything that was
Mhm.
outside was better. And now we
Mhm.
have to really learn to embrace our own, to embrace who we are, to embrace our businesses, to embrace our culture, our music. And I think that journey of trusting is so hard, because there is people who are conning people. There are people who are who you can't trust, because you know a lot of people have to hustle. A lot of people have to lie their way through so many things. So I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but I think one business at a time, one trusting one thing at a time, I guess, to really get to that place. Because I feel like there is a bigger sort of systematic thing that is happening for people to that people are so there's just this whole thing of like, you can't just trust you know a
Yeah, I understand.
business. And I think it's
Mhm.
also apparent in other cultures, in African and Black African Americans who experience the same thing. And even in the UK, we have this push of buy black. Don't just go for a brand you've
White
always
people business.
known. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Go for other black businesses and support them, because you can't complain that there aren't you know we're not given chances when we don't even support or buy things
Yeah,
through
yeah, that
our
is
own
right.
channels. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's a that's another big topic for
Uh,
another day. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of those experiences and some of those lessons that you've learned. I think it is so key for people to find out about that, and to be in the know. How can people get started with your business? I am thinking there's somebody who's listening who wants to ship something from China, who wants to get something over to Zim or whichever other sub-Saharan African country. Where do they begin?
they begin with what I would say. They would have to know the things that they want. You understand? And yes, they don't have to hesitate to speak with us.
Mhm.
They have to speak with us. And when they speak with us, we do their quotations. Let's say, I would like to give an example again. Let's say you want, maybe you want to buy your computers for your business and back at home. You tell us, you talk to us, and you say, I want a Core i5 fifth gen PC, but I want 50 of them. You understand? So what we do is we provide a full quote of 50 computers, the price. If there are rates that you have to transfer, if it is Zimbabwe, if there are rates that you have to use to transfer the money, we put it all together. We put, if there is a commission that we have to put, we put everything, and everything is clear on a paper. We send back to you. You look at it. If it's good for you, we continue with what you want to do.
Yeah.
Continue with your business.
How do people get in touch with you
They
guys?
can actually they can go to our website, which is jerubaalcargo.com. There is a page there whereby you can leave your things, enter your inquire. Also, we can also give them direct number. It's there also, but we can give another number which they can actually WhatsApp us and speak with us. Some they like to use email. We can also provide the emails. If you are comfortable with using emails. Some they are too professional, so they want emails. But most of the people, they'll just say WhatsApp. They WhatsApp us. We get the quotations. We give them either through email or through WhatsApp again. You understand?
Okay.
So whatever way that you would want us to either email or maybe our website, or which way that you're comfortable with community. If you want to give us a call on WhatsApp, you can also give us a call. I would answer and would give you the information that you need.
Great. So if you're wondering what that website is, jerubaalcargo.com, and it's spelled JERUBAAL cargo.com, and you can find all the information of the email and also the phone numbers. I've got one more question for you.
Yes.
One more question. Jerubaal, that's a very biblical name. What was the thinking behind naming that for your business?
No, it was like this name was given to it was given to, is it Gideon, right?
Yes.
That he was a person who was always fighting the evil always. So we tend to name it in a way that would say let God. It's the name says let God fight for us. You understand? He has to fight for us. He's the shield and the protector. You know, either we're doing our businesses, because whatever that we do, whatever that I do, I dedicate it to the Lord. You understand? So it was like God has to be in the business from the beginning until we have whatever that we have, or to the end. If I mean in everything, for He's the author of everything. You understand?
Yeah.
So that was the thing. It was something that we had to sit down as a family, and it was a name, by the way, which came out when we were still young, maybe 5 years there. We were very young, nice. 5 years, 6 years, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. We were just hearing it, you know, when we have something, we would have this name and that name. When we register, we'd have this name. We had names, and we wanted to use all those names, but we didn't know actually when we'll use them and when we'll start what we did. But when we started, we used it because it is biblical, and it has a meaning that we all love and we all understand.
Great. No, that's amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show, Amaziah, and for sharing. Is there a way, are you on social media? Can people find you? Facebook, Instagram?
They can find us on Instagram, but on the Facebook page, I had some problems with the payment methods. It's like I'm here, so in China we use VPN. You understand? So
right,
yeah. So I'm using cards that are for Zimbabwe to put money and to pay. You understand? So they tend of like they are not actually being able to verify the payment methods that I'm doing. You know, so they actually blocked me. You understand? Okay. So I tried to communicate with them, and they told me that it's like you are appearing in different locations. because sometimes with
I
the
see.
VPN I can apply in Hong Kong. I can and it's something that they censor. You understand? I can apply in
Okay.
Hong Kong. I can. So it's something that I'll fix and I'll put the page back.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. And yeah, anything else, we just want to say that we support you and we want to spread the word about what you are doing. And we know it's not easy. It's not easy to be in the diaspora and to do business. So may God bless you in your endeavors. And yeah, come back again next time and we can talk more business.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
everybody, for listening. It's been your girl, Janice Diaries, with After Five Radio's Biz Talk. Until next time, have a good day. Thank you very